Miller Time segment tonight, some of the best moments from the always amusing Dennis Miller pontificating on Scott McClellan, gay marriage, Barack Obama, and the very public feud between Clint Eastwood and Spike Lee. Take it away.
Spike Lee criticized Clint Eastwood because Eastwood made two movies about Iwo Jima. The first one from the American point of view, raising the flag. All white guys and one Native American did that. And then from the Japanese guys, as far as we know, there were no African Americans in the Japanese army. Could be wrong. Anyway, Spike didn't like that presentation. What say you, Miller?
Well, I long for the old days, Bill, when somebody would say that somebody should shut their mouth and the other guy would say, why don't you shut it for me?
Go ahead. Make my day.
Really, I think Clint always goes for accuracy, and he's a stand-up guy.
It's a Spike Lee publicity stunt. That's what it is. Lee wanted to get a little attention. Who do you attack? You attack the big guy, Eastwood. That's what he did.
Do you know?
Well, listen, let's put it this way. Clint wins here because he's an infinitely better filmmaker. You know, Spike probably spending too much time focusing on this and, you know, waving the towel at Reggie Miller and the Lakers, and probably spent a little more time in the films. The films haven't been what they used to be. Clint makes a really solid film. Spike's kind of, you know, his better days are by him.
Let's get over to Scott McClellan. A big interview here on Monday with him. Thousands of emails.
You know, I didn't think that Scott McClellan was in the loop when he imagined himself to be the not in the loop, quite frankly. I think he was a mercy hire. I think his life's sort of like a Kafka novella. It all happens out of earshot. And trust me, Scott, it's not a pretty picture what everybody's saying about you. I know you're never going to hear it. It's turned into some weird Twilight Zone episode for you. But to say that you're an empty suit would do a disservice to clothes hangers, my friend. Well, you know, you're not that all respected by anybody. He's a guy who hangs around the periphery. He's like the old New Yorker cartoon said. He's the uh-oh squad. Bad stuff happens, and he goes uh-oh. He's Margaret Dumont. I don't think it's propaganda.
Now, on the gay marriage thing, I know you're a libertarian, and he's, you know, it's funny. Another libertarian, a guy we like, John Stossel, has come out for legalizing all narcotics. Can you imagine Hugh Downs doing that? I mean, we're in a changing society here, Dennis. I mean, legalize narcotics.
I think Hugh Downs'
Go ahead.
I think Hugh Downs' game show would have been called Lack of Concentration at that point.
Right.
Now, listen, I have to be very delicate here to protect people's privacy, but I know of a young child who, over the course of her life, as I've seen her, has been raised by homosexual parents, and as I've watched her blossom, I am enamored, and I can see in her face that she's loved. Now listen, I am going to give the heterosexual community the procreative vigorish, as they say in the betting game, because without any procreation the planet dies. So obviously I think that is the way to go. The hetero thing is what works, just the physics of it. But love is never a bad fallback position. And I'm sorry, I just can't get... I just happen to know a couple gay men who are married, and they're very happy. I have two other gay men friends who don't believe in gay marriage. They think it's wrong. The humans really are snowflakes like this.
He's young, inexperienced, and he's got a funny name. Did I mention he's black?
I think it was a bad political move. It didn't offend me. I didn't care. You know, parties are parties, and they're going to whack each other around. But it was a bad political move because, as we all know, the demographic that Barack Obama needs is not the demographic he was speaking to in Jacksonville, Florida, on that night, which was primarily African American. He's got them. He needs to get blue-collar, white Americans in states like Ohio and Pennsylvania and Michigan to vote for him.
Hey, Barack, you're getting tedious, my friend. Now listen, you showed that you're just a politician like any other. You went back on that public funding promise more quickly than a Chinese acrobat checking themselves for cellulite. That's okay. I understand politics. But it's not about black and white, man. It's about good guy versus bad guy. And when you play the race card against quote-unquote Republicans and John McCain, before John McCain, indeed John McCain is contorting himself to not go anywhere near that, and you still drop the card on him, well, I think your new nickname should be the croupier. This is getting a little tedious to me.
I've never really seen a Chinese acrobat check for cellulite. Is there anywhere I can go to see that?
Halftime Globetrotter game.
Well, that's the best of Dennis Miller, put together by producer extraordinary Rob Monica. We'd put him on, but he has a face for